Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Oh my, we've got ourselves what we call a big show today. When Trenton Torsia shows up on location in Neptune freaking Beach at Shedeur Oyster Bar, A, it's a big show. B, that means he's hungry. Are you hungry?
I am hungry. I'll be very hungry around 6:05.
Yes, you will. We've got a lot to do. We're at our Thursday home. You know it by now. We're on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. Great time. Casey Kurtz is producing. Got a lot to cover today. I hope to hear from Patrick Young a little bit later. I'm a little sketchy here with my headphones. Are you okay?
A little bit. No.
Are you okay? You hear a little?
I got some scratchy.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Let's blame it on that guy.
Sure.
Or that guy. No, let's blame it on Casey back in the studio. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Hey, man, got a lot to go over. We got the NBA Finals. It could end tonight. In a weird way, I don't have a dog in the fight. I kind of want it to end tonight. I don't know why. Indiana has put up a good fight. Halliburton's banged up.
He's very banged up.
If it goes back to it's in Indiana tonight, right?
Correct.
If it goes back to OKC on Sunday, OKC is going to win anyway.
But don't you like Game 7?
I guess.
Come on. No, maybe I can help change your mind a little bit.
Okay. But, do you have a dog in the fight? Do you care?
I do not have a dog in a fight, but I love Game 7s.
Okay. A lot of people.
So that would be, plus, well, under the circumstances, and let's talk about pucks for a minute. The Panthers won on home.
No, let's don't talk about pucks. That's
just for a minute. They won on home ice. I would like to see OKC, if they're going to win at home.
Okay. All right.
To me, it's risky, right? If you lose, you go, we got to go to Game 7. Now all bets are off or whatever.
Okay.
All right. Here's the key to the game for me, and I think I might have mentioned this on Tuesday. OKC at home is the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah.
On the road, they're very average.
Oh my! What are you saying? What are you trying to say, Trent?
I'm just saying, if the Pacers play Pacers basketball with pace, pun intended.
I see what you did there.
I think they have a chance.
I see what you did there.
Think they have
even with Halliburton maybe giving you 4 free throws.
Kenny, he's a game time decision.
Well, a couple of things would have to happen. I think no matter what level of health Halliburton is at, he's not going to be near 100%. I don't buy that. I don't think Halliburton's giving you 34 like he can occasionally do. With that said, TJ McConnell, does he get extra minutes? He's not a prolific scorer, but he can score. Andrew Nembhard might be a guy.
He's got to step up.
Well said. Nembhard may be the guy and Nembhard can score. He's not a prolific scorer, but Nembhard, it's a stretch to say, Nembhard, you got to go give your team 32 tonight. But he could do it. He's a scorer, but he's not a prolific scorer, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And I'm not like a huge critic, but he's not been great.
No.
So, when it's his time to shine.
Yeah.
And if you could somehow take over the lead. Now, I think here's what Rick Carlisle needs to do. If Halliburton's not there, you got to get him out early. You can't do what he did the other night.
That was death by paper cut.
Yeah.
It was death by 100%. He gave you 4, missed every shot from the field, gave you a few free throws. No, you have to say, you know what? My backup to Halliburton, my second backup at another position somewhere, they're professional basketball players. I got to roll with them.
Now, for some reason.
If Indiana does something stupid tonight's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, Halliburton would have a good 2 3/4 more days to mend that calf, but I think it ends tonight. Now, I've missed on
Halliburton's going to start. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. They say it's a game time decision.
Yeah.
But you can, the old saying, you can't leave a horse in the stable.
Yeah.
You can't.
And, don't you have to start him if for nothing else? That'll at least stir the crowd up. It's in Indiana, right? When they go starting guard, Andrew Nimhart, well, that's starting guard. Tyrese Halliburton.
Gonna go nuts.
And you might be able to get a little Willis Reed out of him. Remember Willis Reed limped onto the court for the Knicks. There was no way he was going to play. He was the heart and soul of the Knicks. And, God, this was 72, 73, the last time the Knicks won it.
You could go Kirk Gibson with that.
Kirk Gibson? That's a great analogy. But Willis Reed, staying in basketball, goes out. Gibbs has no business being on the court, but he was the heart and soul of the Knicks. Got injured. The heart and soul. He goes out and scores 2 baskets, gips around. MSG goes nuts. He comes out of the game. But the visual damage was done. The win one for the Willis was done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think, too, that it's a calf.
Yeah.
So it's jumping, it's running, it's cutting, it's playing defense.
Terrible for basketball, right?
It's just bad.
I mean, if it was a ring finger, you tape it together to the middle finger, right? A calf for a basketball player. I mean, obviously Achilles and MCL, ACL, we get that. But a calf for an explosive basketball player, quad calf. That's what they're doing.
That's it.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's an explosive muscle. But and then the thing is, he's doing everything. He's doing things that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
As far as treatment goes.
Is that right? He's doing the Michael Jackson,
doing the cryo,
he's doing Michael Jackson. Anything that
injections.
Hey, his trainer is Googling European non-approved calf, right? But that's in Europe. Yeah. Non-approved by the FDA or whatever, Food and Drug Administration. Anything you can, and why not? Hey, if he does something that doesn't work, but it gives him a third eye in the middle of his forehead, okay, you try it.
Well, that may happen. But at the end of the day, you got to give it a shot, but you got to have a quick hook. So
totally agree.
The thing that
totally agree
that in Game 5, you're not planning for Halliburton to get injured and be out. So you don't have a game plan.
Yeah.
Carlisle has said we've got Plan A and we have Plan B.
Yeah.
So now if he can't go, then you say, okay, here's the deal. We're going to Plan B.
Yeah.
At least you know what you're rolling with.
TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's an athletic guy. He hasn't really been a starter in the league. Plays a lot. He's not going to be spooked. But if you go to TJ McConnell, you got to give him big. You're not going to win if you nurture Halliburton. If Halliburton's on the court and gives you 30-something minutes and 6 points, forget it. Give TJ McConnell 24 of those minutes and see if he can piece together 20 points.
Yeah,
right.
15.
15. Yeah. 8:30 tonight.
I'll be watching.
Yeah.
So
and the other thing that Indiana cannot do, they can't give Jalen Williams 40 and SGA 31. No. I mean, they had 71 between the two of those guys for OKC. You can't do that. I mean, you can't give up 71 by 2 guys.
By the way,
you're a defensive team, by the way.
I heard something very interesting today because you remember we talked about Tuesday, the comparison of Jordan Pippen with Shea. And it's like, come on. It's not even close. They haven't won 1 championship yet, let alone 6.
Yeah.
But Pippen had some.
Yeah, you were angry about that the other day. You're like, you got to have 1, right? You can't to get in the conversation.
We have to start with 1.
Yeah.
But Pippen talking about today's game, he wasn't upset about it. He says the guys have so much shooting freedom now.
Yeah.
So they can shoot the 3 ball. They can do, and where in the 90s they played in a system.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
And
the Bulls have the triangle. Now Jordan was the bailout first option, but they had the triangle. Yeah.
I mean, Scotty,
it wasn't just
they could do this or whatever.
It wasn't do this. No. First available.
First pass, shoot.
Yeah.
Right. First pass and catch, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
NBA Finals tonight, Game 6, right?
6.
It's 3-2 Oklahoma City. The game tonight is on the road for Oklahoma City, but then they've got Sunday in their back pocket, right? That would be a home game. I think it ends tonight. I think and I've missed a couple of these games. I thought Game 3 winner was going to win it. Indiana won it, but no. I thought Oak City was going to win the whole thing.
Game 1 was the one.
Yeah, and I thought Oak City was going to win it going in. I'll be honest. I thought OKC was going to win it going in.
Hard to argue.
When they split 2 in Oklahoma City, I said Game 3 is going to be the one. Indy won that Game 3, if I remember right. And the way this thing's played out, though, to me, and tomorrow we could be talking and I'm way wrong and I could care less. I don't have a dog in this fight. Indiana, Halliburton injury induced. They look like they've just about run out of gas to me. I think they're out of gas. I think tonight it's just going to be kind of one of those. They'll fight early. Fourth quarter, you go, gosh, did it have to end this way? You know what I mean? One of those 18-point wins where, you know what, they coast and Oak City pops the champagne in the pops the champagne in the visitor locker room.
So you're calling for an 18-point
18.
OKC.
Yeah, I think tonight it ends. I think Indy.
I'll take the points.
Right, what are we doing?
I'll take the points.
Casey, get your pen out. All right, what are we doing here? You name it. Do you have any cash?
I do. Like a lot.
Hold on. We need to see some cash here.
Well, I'm not going to show like.
All right, what are we doing? We'll do $5. $5.
I'll do what you do.
Hold on. Look at my wallet, by the way. This is a classy guy's wallet.
Look at mine.
As you can tell, I'm not the guy buying the Lakers.
Mine's a purse.
Yeah. All right, what are we doing here? Look. Hey, look.
I just want to prove
Casey,
to you.
look at the big wheel I am. Look, Casey, back in there.
I just want to prove to you that I have stuff.
Look, I'm snapping them off. This is, by the way, this is to keep the lights on at the house, probably.
This is going to get me in trouble.
Look,
so I'm going to put it right back.
I can work without the 5 guy. Is that okay? We'll put
I'll
a
go 5 guy.
5 spot. All right, what are we doing now? I'll take OKC.
The line, by the way.
To give points. I got to give points for
you. You called 18.
Well, no. Yeah, whoa. Casey, you hear this guy? Casey, help me out here. What's the line on this thing?
It's 4.5.
I'll give you 6.
So
6 for 5. How about that? 6 for $5.
I don't like 6 points. I love 18, though.
You're not getting 18. Well, don't listen to them. Nobody listens to me.
I'm just
why are you listening? Casey, why are you guys listening to me?
You walked right
Nobody,
into it.
Dude, I've hosted this show for 3 years. Nobody listens to me.
They don't?
I'll give you 6.
It's actually 6 right now. I just pulled it up.
I'll give you 6.5 for 5.
You know what?
If I don't, I get 10. I get your 5.
You don't get.
I get your 5, and my 5 stays in my pocket.
All right.
If you win, how about that?
So you net 5.
I mean,
you know what?
Are you begging here? Why are you begging? I thought you were a Mississippi State Bulldog. I know you guys begged. Are you begging for points? 6.5 is not good enough. You're at home. That's the same as 16.5.
Okay, if it was my team,
Casey, get in here for God's sake.
No, listen. If it was my team, I'd be all over it.
I don't care about.
But it's not my team.
I don't want to take your money.
I'm just going to do it for the sake of doing it.
Oh, now you're trying to cover.
I'll take 6.
Now tomorrow when I'm taking that 5, you're. Oh well, I just wanted to do it. Casey, you hear this guy? No, I don't.
Does that mean I'm?
I don't know.
Waffling or backpedaling?
I don't know. I mean, you're much more of a gambling guy than me. I don't understand. You understand. Plus 1. I don't know what plus 1/16. I don't know what -1. I don't know any of that. And that's one of the reasons I just hand my money to Hard Rock Cafe. Hard Rock. What is it called? Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet.
They need to be a sponsor, by the way.
They really
as
do.
Much as we talk about that,
we give them money. It's almost like they could be a sponsor of our show and paying them to be a sponsor. Patrick Young, get in here. Have you heard this mess he's trying to get me into?
No, I haven't. Please tell me.
Young, I need you, man.
I think the series is going to end tonight. I think
so.
I think Indy's wore out, and I think I said to Trent, I said, well, I think Indy's going to fight hard early, but when we're in the fourth quarter, it's going to be one of those name your scores, and the final score is going to be 18. Well, Trent wants 18 points. I'm not giving him 8. I'll give him the line.
He wants 18 points.
I think it'll end up 18 tonight.
He said they're going to win by 18. I said, I'll take those 18 points.
No, I wouldn't have said that if I wanted you to take points. Patrick, do you hear? He's manipulating me, Patrick. I don't like it.
I mean, I'd feel comfortable with taking I'd take 12.
Right?
The line is 6.
The line is 6.
I take 12. -6. I would take 12.
I'm giving him 6.5 right now and we got $5 on it. And I'm not going anymore. They're going to win by 18, by the way.
And I'm just
$5. Do a beer. Do a nice cold beer.
It's about $5.
About $5.
Yeah. I'm putting my $5 wager on having a game 7.
I don't want to
we talked about it earlier.
Who do you think, Trent? Who do you think's gonna be Superman for Indiana then?
Thank you.
McConnell? Well, no.
Nembhard?
I mean, Nembhard's got to step up.
Nembhard, McConnell, somebody.
I'm just saying.
Now, you want some of this? I'll take your
When I say Trent, listen, when I say Superman, like we know Pascal Siakam's gonna have like 20 something. Who's gonna be the other 30-point scorer? I don't think it's gonna be Halliburton. That calf, you have a calf strain that's not gonna heal in 2 days. Come on now.
He's done. He'll give you 8 points if you're lucky. They need McConnell to get Halliburton's minutes and score 20, and they need Nembhard to go off for 31.
Hey, here's a good question. I got a good one. If you're Rick Carlisle for both of these guys, how soon do you pull Halliburton if you see he can't be? How soon?
That's what Trent was saying, Patrick. I think we agreed. I think about 2 minutes after introductions, you introduce him as a starter because the arena is going to go nuts, right? The arena is going to go absolutely nuts. You watch him, and if he misses his first 2 shots, you TO and say, "Hey, man, for the good of the team, we love you, brother, but we got to pull you out."
No,
2 shots.
Yeah, 2 shots. You better make them. Make them or get.
I mean, I think I'd give him you probably don't give him the whole first quarter because I think you probably noticed within the first maybe 6 minutes, can this guy actually go? You give him, and I think you got to make the right decision and say, hey man, like we can't win with you like this. I know it hurts and sucks, but you're not you. Yeah. If you were you would be out there, but you're not you.
I'm with you.
But Patrick, talk a little bit about the cap in particular. It's jumping, it's running, it's cutting, it's backpedaling on defense. What's the impact there? I mean,
do you guys remember? This would have been about. Gosh, I think Kevin Durant was he still with Golden State when this happened? Yeah. He had a calf strain. Yeah, and he went out there and played, and he tore his Achilles.
That's right. Yeah. I do remember that.
We talked to the doctor yesterday about that, and is it related? It's hard to say, but it's awfully coincidental. That
you can't tell me.
Yeah,
you can't tell me it's not related. Like they're not far from each other. We're not talking about his glute muscle and his ankle.
Way down there. Yeah.
We're talking about his calf, which is I don't know. It's connected to his Achilles.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's jumping. That's cutting. That's pushing off. It's really so. What I learned, for athletes and jumping in general, there's a triple extension. There's an extension of your hip. Okay. There's an extension of your knee, and then the extension of your ankle. And if you can't fully extend that ankle, which is going to be pushing, you're not going to be the same athlete. You won't.
Interesting. The shame about Halliburton, obviously they're playing for the NBA title. That's a big deal. The home fans, that's a big deal. The Indy fans have been around this team and Halliburton. One of the shames also about Halliburton, even if Indy didn't win the title, if they get closed out either tonight or Sunday, if Halliburton had played all 7 games, let's say, and he averaged 26 a game, which he was, he can do that. Halliburton is right on that. And Patrick, first speak to this. Isn't Halliburton right on that neck? He's almost next level top 20 guys in the NBA. But he needed this series to
obviously with the championship, there's no debate. But I think you look at his line of work coming up to this point. And he had some unbelievable games and unbelievable moments where you can say, this guy's a closer. When he's healthy, he's a closer, man. Yeah. He certainly has to be at minimum in that, as you like to say, the changing of the old guard. Like, this is it. he's on the new guard. He is.
He's new guard.
And they tried to say, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Trent, him being new guard, even if he didn't quite win it with his team, if Halliburton went out and carried his team and got him to the threshold, I think next year Halliburton is starting to be mentioned in that top 15 echelon of NBA. He's right there. What a shame he got hurt on the biggest stage.
I know, man.
The biggest stage.
No, that's fair enough. And to Patrick's point too, if the whole Achilles thing played out, who comes back the way they were from that injury? I mean, just nobody does.
It's a tough one,
regardless of age.
It depends on your style of play. Like as a point guard, that's hard, man. Like you got the ball in your hands the majority of the game. You're guarding really fast other guys that if you can't keep up with them, it's already hard to guard guys in the NBA in general. But I mean, the only way you cover up for it is if you're James Harden, prime James Harden, played no defense, but he's giving you 40 points. He played no defense. And Halliburton, he's not a prolific scorer like James Harden was.
Yeah. Hey, and Harden, the double, triple step back of his. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
100%.
I'm like you guys. I've watched James Harden shoot a basketball from 22 feet in the NBA for the last 10 years. And every time I go, how is that not traveling?
Something funny. When he was with the Sixers after he left Houston, he was trying to teach Joel Embiid how to do his step back. Joel Embiid, he does it, gets called for a travel. And it's obvious. It's something about a big guy trying to do things that only guards can do. It just doesn't look right.
But Harden's got it down. It's kind of a side step that nobody counts that as a step, and then it's two back
move. Outside.
Yes.
You don't keep a pivot foot.
No.
So Patrick,
did you guys talk about the baseball game already?
We haven't got to it yet. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Hold on. Let's get a basketball question for you.
I do have a basketball question. So what OKC did, taking Shea Gilgeous-Alexander out of that point guard mode and giving it to Jalen Williams, was kind of, I think it was something that Indiana did not expect, and the guy delivered big time. What do you think about that?
Jalen Williams.
Yeah, no, it's something about how Shea kind of, I think he's great attacking when the defense is off balance. He struggles. Okay. He struggles a little bit when the defense is on balance. And look, he does knock down that mid-range jump shot when he gets a mismatch out of pick and roll. Yeah. But oftentimes he's not as consistent, especially if he's not getting fouls. Jalen Williams, no one questions when he goes to the free throw line if he was flopping or not. If he got fouled, Jalen Williams, he's great when the defense is off balance, but when the defense is on balance too, he plays so downhill and he's so physical and strong and fearless. I did not expect 40 points. I'll tell you that. But if he has a third of that, man, for this game tonight, it's lights out, man. Lights out.
Hey, Pat, you said something a moment ago about SGA. When I've watched him, and obviously I tune in the playoffs hardcore, you said something interesting. When I watch SGA, he gets a lot of his points almost uncontested because he's got an absolute explosive first step. He blows by his guy, and all of a sudden his guy is trailing him.
And he's really good. He's how it setting it up, because he'll dribble and he'll be standing straight up. So as soon as that defense relaxes for a second, he makes his move, that first step, and he gets so low to the ground. He gets really low. Like his chest is almost parallel to the ground. So you're not going to steal that ball. If you try to reach and steal, he's got to protect. It's going to be a foul. And also he figured out a way to get foul calls by referees. Guys on the defensive side, like Andrew Nembhard guards him. And he's a great defender, but he's fallen prey to a lot of Shea's antics. He's fallen great prey to that.
SGA's been in the league now 7 years. That buys you some whistles, I think, Patrick, right? He's been in the league now. You always think of SGA. He was at Kentucky 2 years ago. No, he's been in the league a long time. Yeah. So he buys whiskey.
That's one of my biggest. What's one of my not biggest pet peeves with the NBA? We shouldn't be talking about, oh, this guy gets a better whistle than that guy.
And we are.
You're not.
And we
you're
do.
not. You're not. Yeah. You're not getting. Oh, you're giving that guy a lot of calls, but you're not. And it's like, and the officials say, and the NBA say, we're not giving calls to anybody. We're trying to call the game as it is. But you're right, man. Like, it still shows up. That happens.
Yep. I'll tell you the other thing, and we'll go to break. We'll come back and talk some college baseball. What a heartbreaking game last night for Arkansas.
What
a great continuation game for LSU. The other thing that SGA has that I marvel when guards have this, he's got that change of pace dribble.
Yep.
That, you know what I mean? Those guys.
Yeah.
And if he can go forward 2 steps and quickly backward 2 steps. He can go left and right. And Patrick, and that's a talent, man. That's having that change of pace dribble. That allows you to get open. If a guy's
that was always my criticism of Russell Westbrook, because good God, the guy can go 110 miles per hour.
Yep.
You don't always need to go 110 miles per hour.
No.
If I can just get you to slow down, like he's so fast, if I can just lull you to sleep for a second. But he would always just go, I'm like, dude, because like Paul Pierce was never an explosive athlete.
No, not at all.
But he was fantastic at his pivot and his change of pace. Like he would lull you to sleep, get to a spot quick or slow, and then, he's a Hall of Famer because of his ability to use his he wasn't a top, he's not a jumping out of the gym quick athlete, but he was a solid, get to my spot, I know how to use my body
and crush
type
you.
Athlete.
And just crush you. All right, Pat, I know you've got a lot of
some good stuff on. I got a good one on the other side here. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this on a scale of 1 to 10 on how Bush League is or not on the other side. I got something for you guys.
I like the tease. We're gonna take it back to Omaha. What a crushing or exhilarating game it was, depending on what side you are on last night. For Arkansas, LSU, they played 1 million times this year. They know each other, and it came down to a wild 9th inning. We'll talk about that. Patrick Young's here. Trenton Torch. I'm Terry Norvelle. We're coming to you live, of course. If it's Thursday, that means we are at Sliders Oyster Bar on the patio. Hang tight, folks. We're back after this quick timeout.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The schedules are out for another summer of soccer here in Jacksonville with the Armada men's and women's under-23 squads, starting with the ladies and the home opener on May 24th. 2 weeks later, they're back in Northeast Florida for a June 7th matchup. The season wraps up with a pair of Friday night home matches June 20th and the 27th. As for the boys in blue, they debut against a couple league newcomers on May 9th and 17th respectively, with more home dates on May 31st, June 14th, and June 21st. All those matches are at Edward Waters University, and you can watch them live on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got a good happy hour crowd on the patio here at Sliders Doors to Bar. Inside the open air full liquor bar is going good. And, of course, Johnny Pop. That's the you're making it happen over there. Making it happen at the of course, he is at the I did check that out on the break. The oyster bar? Just kind of eyeballed it. Like, yeah, took a good look at it. Took a good gander. Welcome back. Trent Torsia, Terry Norvelle here. Of course, Casey Curtin producing. Casey, I hope our levels are all pretty good. We got Patrick Young as well. Hey, before you get to your topic you want to get to, talk about the Jacksonville Basketball Academy. Obviously, you've gone through it. You know the instructors. You know Coach Martin. We've got several weeks left all the way through August. If you've got a basketball player that wants to work on his or her basketball game, learn the game, what's going to happen when somebody signs up with Coach Martin's camp and they get slotted where they need to be?
Well, the first thing that I love to this is something I firmly believe, and I think that you guys will be in alignment. I think that first off, this world would be in a better place if everybody played team sports at some point in their life.
I'm with you.
Being a part.
No, I totally agree.
Right.
In
terms of, the responsibility and discipline, being able to learn, like you're showing up every day. How do I bring my best every day? Yeah. Maybe I'm not feeling good today. How do I still fight through that? How do I submit to authority? I might not necessarily agree with the coach, or I might not. A great place, because a lot of complaints that I've gotten from coaches in this upcoming generation, and it's all the same, but coachability. Is your kid able to take instruction, it not being personal, and being able to apply it to? Because look, outside of basketball, baseball, football, everyone's going to have a boss at some point in their life. That's some authority, some authority you're going to have to submit to. So doing it in this positive way helps you see there's nothing wrong with submitting to authority. It honestly, sometimes you need to be the leader, sometimes you need to be a follower. And what I love so much about Jacksonville Basketball Academy and Coach Martin, I was part of his vision when he started this thing out. He knew how great a need was in Jacksonville in terms of the development in terms of the AAU programs, in terms of how much Nocatee area was growing, and said, if we want Jacksonville basketball to return to the pinnacle, and I believe it has gotten up to that level again, you got to compete with schools in Orlando, competing with schools in Tallahassee, competing with schools down in Miami. We have to make sure we take care of home. And that is exactly what Jacksonville Basketball Academy is. From the 3rd grade level of learning very basic skills, of having fun, of this experience, getting your kid exposure to the game, to individual workouts that there's a lot of kids that are homeschooled that train at Jacksonville Basketball Academy as they're trying to get their skills to the next level to get scholarships. So that broad spectrum of anything you can think of that you want to learn in your kid, it's going to be there. In this day and age, if you start, there are a rare breed of athletes that can start late.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're gifted on things you can't coach, like height.
Sure.
But for the most part, if you're starting too late, your kid's not going to make that. You can't. And you said this last time so well, Terry. The week of tryouts, if that's when you're starting to work on your game, it's too late.
That's not the time.
No,
That's not the time.
time.
Monday before Friday tryouts, week 1 of school is not the time. Well said, Patrick. By the way, if you've got a basketball player in your life, you want to get them this summer some great learning the game of basketball, understanding the game of basketball. You can't go wrong. Check them out. Go Google Jacksonville Basketball Academy. The camps
and last point, one of the coaches is my best friend. He, one day when I die, if he or I die before each other, he will be carrying my coffin. I will be carrying his coffin.
Love it.
And I don't mean this, and I don't mean this in a way to be biased. He is one of the best coaches out here in Jacksonville, Matt Santoni. You want, and he's not only as a man, as a person, as a human being, but as a coach, he's one of the best that you'll get.
And he's available to mentor your young basketball player all summer long. Pat,
I'm mad because I want Matt for myself. He's got a 1-year-old daughter, and but he's out there trying to work and help. You got your kids out there, people. So you're stealing my best friend away from me.
Nice. Pat, you had a topic that you were passionate about when we went to break. Yeah. Bring it up.
So I want all 3 of you guys to give me examples of this. First off, for our listeners, and Casey, I want you involved in this too. Let's make sure when someone says something is Bush League, what do they mean?
Trent, we know it. We got to put it into words now. Yeah, Bush League means you went beyond I think there's ethics of sports. Sports has ethics.
It's the rules of sports,
right? The unwritten
it's kind of like the unwritten rules, kind of, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you're going against the grain a little bit. You wouldn't do the predictable thing.
Put it this way. I don't ever want to be labeled as Terry Norvelle was Bush League. I don't know how I can say it, but I don't want to be Bush League.
You may have been that.
Okay.
Right?
That's your filthy mouth.
I would love all 3 of you guys. Give me the first thing that comes to mind, because you guys have watched a lot of baseball. You guys love baseball. Any experiences where a team opponent has done something that's been a little Bush League, and you're like, man?
Oh, I can actually tell you one that.
Go ahead.
You late in the game, big lead either way. The winning team, you're not holding the runner on, and they steal a base.
Yeah, you're up by 9. And you still steal second base in the 8th inning.
That's
okay. That's baseball Bush League. Pat, does that hit home? Talk about it. Where are you going?
What you got, Terry? Case, you got an example? Another example?
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. There's an unwritten rule. Why are you stealing? It's 9-1. You've dominated the game. You got a man on first, nobody out, but you're winning 9-1. It's the top of the 9th. We've got 3 more outs. Don't be Bush and steal the base.
What about this one?
Casey, you got one? Casey, you got one by chance?
I would say if you're gonna throw at me and I'm hitting, don't throw at my head. Throw at my butt, my back.
Nice. Where to hit a guy can be Bush League or not. I agree with that. Good one, Casey.
Fair. How about this?
Yeah, why would you ever throw at a guy's head or behind it? Well, and let's try and make a statement.
No, I just hit him in the hip. But what about this?
I want you guys
you
to
got
go ahead.
You got a hitter going,
Okay.
and you're getting beat, and you try to lay down a bunt for a base hit.
Great. That's a great one in baseball. Hey, Patrick Young, you're throwing you're 7 2/3 innings in.
Is
You
that
got a no hitter.
Bush
Yes, you got a no hitter against me, and it's 7-1, and I'm a little lefty, and I try to bunt base hit.
It's
Come on, that's Bush League.
That's
Okay.
extremely Bush.
What do you got, Pat?
Okay. So, guys, in the SEC, there's a rule in terms of if a
Unwritten
game
rule?
– no, this is a written rule.
Okay.
If a game, like if a team has a travel day or something like that the next day, by 4:30, there cannot be an extra inning involved. That game will
I know
end.
where you're going with this, I think. Go ahead.
Kentucky, and Texas
yes.
A&M.
Yes.
They pull. So it was like 4:25 in the bottom of the 8th.
On
Texas
a Sunday.
A&M is on a Sunday. Texas A&M is hitting. Kentucky intentionally delays pitching,
The game.
delays getting the game going so it could go to 4:30 and the game would end on the bottom of the 8th inning. From 1 to 10, how Bush League is that?
Yep.
I think that's
And
like-
that happened
like-
this year.
like-
Kentucky
Trent,
delayed
like
the
three-
third game.
like 3 mound visits, multiple
Yeah.
timeouts of trying to get it
Yes.
to that 4:30 threshold. And the Texas A&M coach, he was trying to tell his player, because they're doing this to strike out on purpose so the 9th
Yeah.
inning would come. Like,
Yeah.
that is, to me, that's up there.
Yeah, because obviously
I'm not arguing that one bit.
when that happened, school was still in. Once school is out, they don't have that Sunday, right?
Yeah.
There's
for travel purposes. I get
yeah,
it, right?
there's
Get
a
back to
Sunday or
campus.
two that'll fall outside of the school year, and who cares? Nobody's.
Yep.
But in season, in school, as Patrick said, the SEC and I think all conferences have that. You can't start an inning past 4:30 because those Sunday games are supposed to start at noon or 1 to get the visiting team back home.
Yeah.
And they got class theoretically Monday. And Kentucky manipulated that, didn't they? Pat,
Yes,
that's a
they
great
did.
pickup. And that was Bush
It
League.
just drives me crazy because the Kentucky coach seems to be one of those guys you're like, man, I'd want
And I
my
like
son to play for that guy.
Mangione or whatever.
Mangione.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that was the tactic that he pulled out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would be one of the last people I would expect
Think
to
to
do
pull
something
that. But
like
that, and
Right,
Patrick,
exactly.
Patrick, that was only like 6 weeks ago. That was
I know.
this year, and you pulled
That
that,
was
up.
this-
That's a good pull by Patrick.
I was
That
on
got
Instagram. I was on Instagram and it popped up and I'm like, huh. And then I saw it. It made me angry. I was getting angry as I'm watching this.
It does speak to the huge pressure these guys are under to win ball
Agree.
games.
Yeah,
now all of a
right.
sudden You're going.
Right.
So now you're going out of character.
Yeah.
To win games.
Yeah.
When it's like the old-fashioned way.
Bush League.
That's very Bush.
Where
Hey,
did that
let me
start?
ask you this. Let me ask you this on top of it.
Okay.
If that game, let's say if that game was for a championship,
Ooh.
do you blame them? Like, what if that game was for a championship?
Tough call. Don't make me think.
Regular season, not the.
Don't make me think, Patrick Young. Do not make me think like that.
Change the rules. Start the game earlier.
yeah.
Do something different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
don't ever get put in that position.
That Kentucky coach, his decision made. I think that made SportsCenter and everything. That was a big deal.
That was huge.
They go, Kentucky's manipulating the time to get out of here without playing a game and maybe losing. Yeah. Pat, I know you've got a lot. Trent, you have a lot. Patrick, I'll lead off with you. Last night, particularly if you didn't have a dog in the fight, you had to feel for the way Arkansas had their season in last night. How did all that stuff happen in one half of an inning, Patrick? Talk about it.
Well, I'll tell you this, Terry. When we talk about the Bermuda Triangle that haunted Arkansas a few years ago,
2018.
Yep.
Just catch the ball.
Similar play happened, I think, in the 7th inning,
Ooh.
but they got it. They got it.
Yeah.
The right fielder got it. And I was like, ooh, okay. Arkansas, that was a demon right there. They should be good. And then all of a sudden, they decide, in that inning, they were up 5-3 going into the ninth.
Yep.
Well, and they scored
two outs.
The eighth.
Yeah, to make it
2
5
outs.
Yeah. Or the ninth. I'm
2
sorry.
outs. 2 outs. Or no, 1 out, 2 on. First play. Shortstop gets a liner hit to him. Fast enough for him to at least try to turn to. I know the little short lefty for LSU, he's quick. He's fast. But you got to try. You got a chance to end the game right there.
Yes.
I don't know what was in his mind to think I had to only go to third base.
Runner. He goes lead runner to third base. And guys, you guys saw it last night and then today. They had an overhead shot. It was a hard hit, one hopper to the shortstop for Arkansas. The overhead shot, you could see the batter runner and the first base runner. Neither one of them were even halfway down. It wasn't going to be a bang bang. It was going to be a routine, get it to second, get it to first.
Ball game.
And we played tonight. But damn, Patrick, it was almost a brain. You know what? He should.
But before that, guys, Arkansas got a break when the first baseman dropped that ball on first base.
Agreed.
He should have had that. He should have had that. So that. But then, I mean, the biggest, most egregious mistake, obviously, that ball in left field, that ate the kid up.
And the poor kid, he lost his footing.
Why do you pitch? Why? And Chris Burke said it. He's like, Chris Burke said it. Oh, it's an open base. Do you think they should really pitch to him?
Why do you pitch to the big boy, Trent, who hit a home run earlier in the game? 2 innings earlier, he hit a home run to close it.
No, he was their bopper. Ironically, he's the one that gets up to the plate.
Ooh.
That was a hooking, sinking line drive.
I agree.
That's a tough play.
And losing his footing.
You lose your footing and you lose your vision of where the baseball is.
How about this?
So Van Horn was quoted, the head coach for Arkansas.
Right.
They asked the shortstop, what were you thinking? He said, the ball took me too far to my right.
Okay.
I thought I had to get the lead runner.
Okay.
Which
it didn't appear that way, but I'm going to respect him. By the way, he was the SEC Player of the Year. The shortstop for Arkansas is a great player. Aloy.
He's a great player. He's a great player. He looks
but a ball
like a
hit that
beast,
sharply.
You still go to second.
6-4-3.
You still go 6-4-3.
So they went 6-5 if you're scoring at home with
6-5, 1 out.
Shortstop to third versus 6-4-3, short to second to first.
And it certainly looked like the batter runner and then the first base runner, neither one of them were going to press you. You didn't have to make a super turn.
No, it was a bullet.
It was a bullet to the shortstop, Patrick. If you feed the second baseman, you get that force by 5 steps. And the second baseman, he wasn't pressured because the batter runner, the ball was hit so hard, even though he was a little quick guy, like Patrick said, you had him by 5 steps.
He wasn't in the pick by the time he got the ball. He wasn't in the picture of if I wish I could ground it real quick, throw it over to second, and then throw a quick transition. If that's clean, I don't think there's a chance.
Whoa! Did you see those hands on Patrick Young? That was impressive. Middle infielder impressive, dude. Look at Patrick Young turning a double
I was a pretty good third baseman when I played. I was decent.
I can tell.
I thought you were more of a pitcher.
He was everything.
When you're 12 to 17, you play a little bit of everything.
Shortstop, pitcher, catcher.
Everybody pitches. Yeah, I get that. But everybody can be a pitcher. So here's what I'm going to do, and you're going to make me stand corrected next season.
Okay.
I'm done picking Arky to win it all.
God, we pick Arkansas they're always so good. They might still have the best team out there.
They're good.
My God. All right, guys, here's where we're at with Arkansas.
But how heartbreaking is it for Gage Wood?
Oh, he throws a no-hitter and has got nothing to show for it, basically, team-wise.
By the way, I think they played 6 times this year, and LSU's won 5.
Ooh.
So
okay, that
kinda
counts.
have their number.
That counts.
And LSU is beating them every time in the World Series. I think they're 0-5. 0-5 or 0-6 against them all time.
And Arkansas's program, Trent can speak to it. They're so good. They have as good a team as anybody year after year after year.
They were in the World Series back when we were in the World Series at Mississippi State.
Let me give you some Arkansas
Oh,
numbers.
they were?
Yeah.
Let me give you
Of course you beat them.
They were good 100
Yeah.
years ago.
Let me give you some Arkansas baseball program numbers in Omaha. Arkansas, with that loss last night, obviously they are not going to win the College World Series, but they made it this year. Arkansas has made Omaha 12 times. They're 0 for 12. They've yet to win one. That puts them in an overall tie with Clemson and North Carolina. So you've got Clemson, North Carolina, and Arkansas all now are at 12.
That's unbelievable.
Yes. With that said, guys, not to Patrick, hang in there, buddy. We don't need to go viral because of this.
I'm parked.
We don't need to choke out to go viral. How about this? So Arkansas, Clemson, and North Carolina are all tied for second most trips to Omaha without ever winning it. Florida State is number 1 with 24. They've doubled everybody. But you guys help me with it. You guys help me. As many disappointments as Florida State has had out in Omaha, 24, I don't remember them having a bunch of just if you lose 3-2 and the game finishes, okay. I don't remember FSU having a bunch of just heart-ripping plays like Arkansas's had heart-ripping out of your chest plays. If you just lose the game 3-2, okay, we lost today.
And you'd really probably rather get smoked.
Probably.
At that point. Just say, you know what? We lost 11-3 and
probably
never had a chance.
So Arkansas has been going out there. Their first trip ever to Omaha was 1979. They make the final series and they lose in 79. So they were runner-up. They've been runner-up twice, 2018. All they had to do was catch the Bermuda Triangle ball, and they couldn't catch it, Patrick. And it's still haunting Dave Van Horn and those guys. Feel for those guys.
You have to feel for them. Ooh, great program, great tradition, great coach, by the way.
And Patrick brought this up, and I want to be careful how I say this. I don't think you ever waste a no-hitter. But how bad is this? Arkansas 2025. They qualify for Omaha. They go to Omaha. They win their first 2 games. If you win your first 2 games, it's hard not to make the championship series.
With this format,
Arkansas not only wins their first 2 games, their second game, they have a no-hitter thrown for them to reset their pitching, and they still don't make it to the championship.
No, Arkansas,
series.
didn't they lose game 1 against LSU?
They lost game 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. They lost game 1.
Yeah.
They get the no-hitter to reset their pitching.
Yeah.
They get the no-hitter to reset.
And they
So
rest their bullpen.
It's almost like game 1 never happened because of the no-hitter and the days off. And they still are not playing on Saturday. That hurts, man. That hurts.
Are we cheering for Coastal?
I don't have a dog. Do you have a dog? Do you care who wins?
Chance up. Chance up, baby.
Chanceliers. If I say this, I'm going to get scrutinized. But
you're always getting scrutinized.
I know. And I'm an SEC homer, and admittedly. So I'm rooting for the Bayou Bengals. I actually have a side story about LSU, if I may share, or I can do it later.
Share.
So
you have to share. You have to share it to convince me to not be mad at you.
And I've done this either a year or 2 ago with you. So Skip Bertman, the legendary baseball coach, who won, I believe, 5 national championships at LSU. He's a Miami guy. And I'm a Miami guy. I've known Skip Bertman. He was at University of Miami for years and years and years.
Sure.
Before he went to LSU.
The 30 for 30. The 30 for 30 on him is so good.
Really good.
Oh,
it's very good.
Really
Dude.
good.
Oh, my gosh.
So I went to their camps. I was a counselor at their camps. And when we played LSU, he gave me 45 minutes every series that we played. And he goes, Trent, let me tell you something. LSU will give you whatever you want. As much money as you want, as much support as you want. But guess what? You got to win national championships. And I'm not talking about SEC championships.
We want natties.
I'm not talking about regional championships.
Natties.
I'm talking about national championships, and the pressure is tremendous. That being said, you take that LSU job, and, Skip Bertman's still around.
Yeah.
He's just retired. He was the AD for a while. He's looming large.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess what? You're in the finals.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose to a non-power four.
Pressure's on LSU.
100%.
I mean, even though Coastal has won a title, they're a Johnny-come-lately. I mean, Coastal Carolina, we went over a lot of this stuff yesterday, guys. So I'm going to give you guys, if you didn't hear the show or watch the show, some backstory on Coastal Carolina. They popped up in the early 1960s. Through the early 60s, Coastal Carolina was basically a satellite school for the University of South Carolina. Okay, you with me? So they were kind of a little brother school in this system of South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, through the 60s, Coastal Carolina, their sports mascot was not the Chanticleers, it was the Trojans. And it changed to the Chanticleers because they became a satellite college, basically, of South Carolina, and their mascot is the Gamecocks.
Yep.
So Coastal Carolina said, if we're kind of the little brother, and that's a bad term, if we're the little brother of South Carolina, why don't we change our nickname? They gave away the Trojans, and they said, let's be a fierce bird like the Gamecock. The Chanticleer is a proud, fierce rooster. So this tells you how recently Coastal Carolina, they finally got out of South Carolina's shadow in 1993, and they became an independent university. So this is how modern this. They have 19 programs.
They turned it around fast.
They turned it around really fast. In 1993, they became an independent 4-year university, and they carry now 19 sports, including baseball, and they've won a title in baseball. How about that? They've made March Madness 4 times, 91, 93, 14, and 15. But this is a Johnny-come-lately program that LSU does not, with their history of baseball and being in the SEC, LSU does not need to lose this series.
No.
That would be an ugly ball.
But Coastal's on a heater, too.
Yeah.
How many games?
26 games. 26
in a row. They haven't lost a game since late April.
Is this the same coach that won the championship the first time?
No, he just retired, and this is an assistant from there. The guy that good question, Pat. The guy that won it, and Casey looked that up the other day. The guy that won it, I think Gary Gilmore was his name. He won it all and has retired, I think, a year ago. This is the new guy's first year, I think, and he picked up.
Is his first year?
I think it is, as the head guy. He's been around the program. Is that Casey? Do you remember? Yeah.
Do they have? Is this a team of guys that they have some really, 1 or 2 solid MLB prospects?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah.
But they're also a team that just gels and plays together, and what happens with the big time programs, and it's in any sport, is how can you keep guys on campus?
Sure.
And that's a school where historically they've been able to do that.
But I don't know this for a fact, but when Coastal Carolina reminds me a lot of Liberty. Liberty University has a ton of religious money behind them. Okay. They are a religious school and they made a decision about 20 years ago, Liberty, and they said, Liberty now plays big time football.
Yep.
They play big time sports. Well, they got the money. I think, and I don't know this for a fact, my guess is if you tracked Coastal Carolina somewhere around 93, when they became an independent university, the powers that be made a decision, we want to be good at sports. And I would guess that Coastal Carolina, I don't know this for a fact, but I would guess if you peeled the onion back, Coastal Carolina probably has a lot of deep Southern money behind them, right? I mean, deep.
Yeah. Well,
deep
look at
money.
this. I was just in Myrtle Beach,
right?
Last Sunday, and the money from the tourism and the attractions out there, you got to believe if there's one owner of that stuff, that's a Chanticleer. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's plenty of money behind there.
And Conway, I think, is right in the middle of that, right? Conway is right in that Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were plenty of that. What color do you call that? The coastal color?
Teal. They call it teal, right? I think they call it teal.
You saw it everywhere. It was everywhere.
By the way, so you guys can win a shot this weekend when you're watching college baseball. You can say, "Hey, what?" When people start saying, "What is their mascot?" It's a Chanticleer. He's actually got a name, Chauncey. Chauncey the Chanticleer. Thank you very much.
Chauncey.
That'll win you a drink.
I'm going to write that down.
That'll win you a drink. And by the way, they have during football season, they have a live Chanticleer, a live rooster. His name is Maddox. I don't know why, but
wait, did you say they're fighting roosters?
They're a proud, fierce rooster. That's what a Chanticleer is.
Yeah.
Proud, fierce.
That would worry me. Kind of like Mike the Tiger at LSU.
Wouldn't you like to see? I'd like to
walk. Did you see
up.
what they rolled in Omaha?
Yes.
By the way, LSU.
Yeah, I did. Hold that thought. You see where Patrick's at? He's in Big Blue right now. You see right there by that window. You know what I'd like to do just for fun? And Pat, you know I love you. This would just be good TV. I'd like to get one of those proud, fierce Chanticleer roosters, and while you're sitting there, I'd like to throw him in that window right there and let that rooster go crazy on Patrick. That thing would be bucking him and those talons. Hey, Pat, you'd be moving and grooving.
Patrick, this is not an approved message from me. I don't endorse
revenge, Terry. Revenge is a dish best served cold. I'll just say
cold.
that.
Oh boy. I better look behind my back. Did you hear Trent said? What'd you just say about the?
I don't endorse it.
He does not endorse that. It'd be fun. It'd be good TV, Pat. If I dropped a friggin' proud, fierce Chanticleer that hadn't eaten in about a week, right in that damn Big Blue.
I guarantee you, that's talking about something going viral. It would go viral. That's for sure.
It would go viral. Hey, and about an hour from now, we'd check back into Patrick's truck, and he'd be eating chicken wings, and people going, "Wait a minute, does that mean
who won?"
Yeah, Patrick be eating some chicken wings.
or there just be blood, just like scattered all throughout Big Blue here.
We'd say, whose blood is it? Is it Patrick's blood or is it the Chanticleer's blood?
I can tell you right now, I've been chased by a rooster in real life.
They get on it, boy.
And that's not fun.
Those roosters get on it, boy.
They're fast.
They are.
I've been chased by a Canadian goose once, and I don't want to experience that again.
Where was that at? Do you remember? How did that happen?
I was going to Kyla's volleyball tournament over at JJVA over there off of Bay Meadows. And I just parked. I didn't see the birds. They were behind some bushes. As soon as I parked and I hop out of my chair, I see this goose just like,
yeah.
I said, stop.
No. Yeah. Hey, I was going to say the same thing. Over the years, I can remember walking up on like some angry goose and a big old goose or a big old duck. Hey, they get mean, man.
It's either babies or eggs because that's what they do.
Yeah, you get near their babies or their eggs. They get
eggs or mama. They protect the mama.
Woo! Because there's always that one Canadian goose who's got their head up. Checking things out.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Everybody else is eating.
Yeah. He's like he's the radar. He's their radar.
Yeah,
what they are.
I don't like those things.
He's their radar. All right, guys, let's take a break here. We're number 2. Got a lot of Major League Baseball. You guys may have some other stuff. I
got a Jello shot update too.
A Jello shot update. Oh boy, Jello shot still being served. By the way, as we get a break, I know this is the minority. I'm pulling for LSU. I want LSU to win. I know Coastal Carolina is a great story. I like LSU baseball. I've always liked LSU baseball. Something about them. And you better drive a They're
the
hard.
apologist.
Is that right?
I'm right there with you. I
Patrick, who
just
you
said the
pulling
same
for? You
thing
pulling
5
for
minutes
anybody
ago.
in baseball?
I'm pulling
already
for
said-
Coastal.
Okay, you got Coastal.
I just said.
SEC
You
opponent.
didn't see me?
Yeah.
You didn't see me
I'm
doing the
pulling-
shot. Chance
Yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's the little. That's the. Yeah, I see. That's the eyeball right here,
I guess.
and then the feathers. That's- Now, easy. Now that sounds like a dolphin. Don't throw.
Oh,
a fighting
sorry.
dolphin.
Sorry.
That'd be
Sorry about that.
a slaughter right there if we throw a dolphin in the middle of that.
That was a good pull, by the way.
We got a lot of stuff to get to. Major League Baseball whip around. Shedeur Sanders.
Sanders.
We got
Ooh, what are you thinking, Shedeur Sanders?
the elephant in the room.
Yeah. I got some fun stories as well. You guys hang tight. Pat, if you can hang around, let us know. That's great. We'll come back after this quick timeout. It is a Thursday crazy light fun edition of the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you live from Sliders Oyster Bar.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jacks are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajacks.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajacks.org. Don't wait, apply today.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are martyr rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
All right, back we are. Trenton Torsia hanging out here on the patio with me, Terry Norvelle. We got Patrick Young. It's been a light, loose, fun Thursday edition of the Young Norvelle Show. The crowd rolling in, great seafood. Obviously, they carry the Harbor Seafood brand all up and down the menu. If it's seafood, if you like it, they got it, and they'll make it to your specifications.
They shuck them here, too, don't they?
Shuck them. Yeah, you
shuck
watch
'em
your
there.
filthy mouth. Right there. You guys watch your filthy. Yeah, they do shuck them. They shuck them as much as you want them shuck. They'll shuck them. Shuck them. All right, Patrick Young's here. Trent, you got to update. We talked a lot of college World Series. We're deep into it now. 2 teams left. Jello shots. This has become a story every year in Omaha. Where are we at with the Jello shots?
Well, I want to start out with who holds the all-time record.
Let me guess.
65,000.
It wouldn't be LSU, would it? Those crazy Cajuns.
2023, they did 68,888 Jello shots.
Good God!
They are
And they're
currently
what? And they're $5, right?
$5 shots,
and money goes to charity.
They all go to charity, which is fantastic.
Rocco's, good for
Really?
Rocco's. Yeah, it goes to Rocco's, the place they do it right outside the stadium. Years ago, they started giving all the Jello shot money. Now, if they're buying Jello shots, they're sitting there eating, so they're bringing a lot of money in.
Right.
But yeah, they pick a different charity, which is really cool. Rocco's Sports Bar does it, and they give the Jello shot money to charity.
Well, because you're not going to sit there and do 10 Jello shots. Well, you might.
You shut your filthy mouth.
You're also going to have maybe a couple beers or something like that.
What are you, a nerd?
They are currently sitting at 19,555.
And we got a whole busy weekend.
They don't even play till Saturday.
So they got today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday minimum.
And remember, we talked about this Tuesday during the rain delay. They did 1,000 shots.
Patrick, how about that? LSU got a rain delay the other day. 48 minutes? They did 1,000 shots in the sports bar in 48 minutes or whatever it was.
That's unbelievable.
It's so cool. It's
Pat,
so cool to follow.
When you played basketball at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center for Florida, were they good, and were they a good crowd, or were they bad back then? Do you remember if LSU was any good? Was that a good crowd? Drunk Cajuns?
That's another school that I went 4-0 against.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But they did. Johnny O'Brien, he was a good player. They had my senior year. He's a year younger than I, but it was and the coach. I can't even remember his name. Light-skinned black guy. He wasn't there long. But the stadium was never filled out. They
weren't good.
It wasn't the same way that we treat the low country of South Carolina, where we just knew, and Auburn back then, that we were just going to win. We just had to show up. But we kind of knew we were going to win, and we just showed up against LSU.
Nice.
We just knew it.
Nice. Hey, guys, transitioning. We talked during the break a minute ago. Shedeur Sanders, and there's a lot of layers to this. He gets popped for a speeding citation a day or two ago. He gets popped, guys, for doing 101 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. Okay, so you're 40 miles an hour over. Okay, we've all had speeding tickets. I get that. Now, coincidentally, when that headline hit yesterday, there was an NFL headline right below it. Henry Ruggs Henry Ruggs was being allowed out of prison for just a special presentation to a group. He's still serving time.
Right.
He's serving like 3 to 6 years, 8 year, whatever. Henry Ruggs from the NFL, former Alabama player, right? He was the guy.
First round pick.
First round pick. He got caught and had an accident in the black box in the car, the sports car he had, said he was doing 156 miles an hour. He hits a car that had a 23-year-old woman dead and her dog. So I'm not trying to bury Shedeur Sanders, guys, but here you are. You're the Cleveland Browns, and you've invested a pick on him. Not the first-round pick, but you've invested a pick. And come to find out today, the 101 and a 60 is his second major speeding.
That's his second? Oh, man.
Recent.
how concerned are you from a maturity standpoint going, is this the guy we might want to hand the reins over to of our franchise?
I'll go first. Why did he go from being the second quarterback drafted to the 5th round?
Yeah.
Because he was so immature.
The word was he didn't interview well
in his interviews. You couple that with making poor decisions.
Man.
I mean, you're in the limelight now, and you've got to make good decisions.
That's got to be concerning for the Browns.
Well, the Browns doing things.
I
Right?
was watching the Michael Vick 30 for 30 a few days ago, and he so eloquently put in place like what the demands of being a quarterback are, like the expectations. Like you get that role as a starting quarterback, like he knows what he's doing was wrong, especially after having one instance already. It's like it's probably one of the most difficult positions in all of sports. I'd argue that it is.
I would agree. Quarterback in the NFL
you maybe got two. You got to make great decisions in 2 seconds constantly. Yeah. And and there's so many other factors that go into it. But maybe this can be a wake up call for him.
I hope it is.
It just goes to show he might not really be ready to be the leader.
That's where the national
he thinks that he can be.
Yeah, that's where the national talk was going today, and they weren't burying Shedeur Sanders, but the national stuff I was listening to was saying what Pat just said and adding some words. Has this guy ever had to mature? I mean, he played for his father.
Yeah.
He just got handed a lot of money. I feel bad for Shedeur a little bit because his citation for speeding excessively came out the same day.
Yeah.
How ironic that Henry Ruggs got released just to go do a special speaking engagement about the perils of driving drunk and speeding. And Henry Ruggs, I thought that was just so ironic. And it was a bad blow for Shedeur, I get it. But maybe it's a wake-up call for him. 101 and a 60.
How old is Henry Ruggs?
God,
he's under 30.
Yeah, I would guess 26, 27. Yeah.
Do we think there's any chance that he could play in the NFL?
He got, I want to say the article I read today, his sentence was 3 to 6 years. I think he had a clean record. Now, obviously, he killed somebody. He made a bad decision, and he killed somebody and a dog, which counts. But I don't think he was a guy with a rap sheet. And, he's going to do his time. And there has been talk. He'll probably be young enough when he gets released if he does good time.
They did
to
say
at least give it a shot.
He's working out and staying in shape. But
if he does, best case scenario, only serve 3 years, I would think he's fairly close. And he's still 26, 27, around there.
And, we all make mistakes, and it's a whole other argument discussion. He took a 23-year-old. His bad decision took a 23-year-old young lady's life and a dog. But, I mean, if you've made a youthful bad mistake, should you be buried, no pun intended, for 60
for the rest
years?
Of your life?
I don't know. That's a whole other. That's a whole other discussion.
The other piece of it too is, do you want the background noise as an organization? And that's the part where it becomes such a distraction that isn't worth it.
Yeah. Just I don't want to bury Shedeur Sanders, but just a tough look. And today it came out again. This wasn't his first egregious overspeeding over miles per hour.
I mean, if he's going 80, 85, I don't think that's too big of a deal. That's still a speeding citation, obviously, but 40 over, man, like 41 over.
40 over.
And, we got to have some grace. Look, when I was 23 years old, I'm certain all of us, like there were times on the Dames Point Bridge where it's 12, it's midnight, there's nobody there. And I wanted to see how fast my Honda Accord could go.
Fast could your car go? I can remember doing that as a dumbass young kid or with buddies in the car. Or I was in a buddy's car. Hey, man, how fast can we get going? Dude, you've been,
Wow.
You ever, No?
Never?
Oh, well, you think your mom's watching? What are we doing here? He thinks his mom's you know? I'm with you, Pat. I can remember coming down the Matthews Bridge several times as we were only just out of high school. A buddy of mine, Ronnie, had a brand new Nissan truck, and we were going on the other side of town, and we'd go to the other side of town and party as 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, and he worked at UPS, had a brand new truck, and we would pile into the cab of his truck, and particularly on the way back home, get going, Ronnie, going down, and I look back and go, how stupid was that? Absolutely. And that little thing would get going 95, maybe 100.
Yeah. Did you ever?
And that's flying, by the way.
Triple digits
is flying. And Pat, have you ever been in a car going triple digits? That is absolutely
I'd be afraid.
Spooky flying.
I'd be afraid.
I've been in a vehicle my buddy had when I was in Greece. It wasn't like a Nissan GTR, but he had something that had, it probably had 300-400 horsepower around there. And it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree.
How fast that thing moves. And I'm like, I don't think I want to be in here.
Yeah, you don't. Once you get going, you're like, whoa. And you're hitting hey, slow down. And of course, if there's any substance involved, that ain't good.
That's not good.
That is not good.
Never.
All right, guys, got a couple things. I want to hit a fun story. This is more of an out of bounds story, but we don't have our buddy Mike Freed.
Mike Freed. All right.
True story. How about this? Out of San Diego. So you have this married couple, wife's 29, husband's 32, 33, and they're in San Diego. This just happened recently. And San Diego has a famous marathon run. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They call it the Rock and Roll Marathon.
Yep.
And it's been run out there for a long time. So the story goes, this is a true story, it's gone viral. The husband, now young guy, I don't think this couple even has kids or whatever, young guy, he's 31, 32. Supposedly, he starts popping off to his wife, I could run a marathon with no training.
Oh,
I don't, you know what? What's the big, you just run slow, and I could do it. So, guess what wifey did unbeknownst to husband?
Signed him up?
Signed him up 1 day before the marathon. So she wakes up.
Was he even a runner?
No, he was an athlete through high school. He said after high school, basically his athletic career was over. So she doesn't tell him, she signs him up, Patrick, for the San Diego Marathon, but somehow over the last couple of nights, they were maybe out with friends and they got talking and the marathon came up in the community. Oh, I could do that with no training. So she got tired of hearing it.
I wonder if he had I wonder if he was saying that with some liquid courage.
100% had to be.
So she, unbeknownst to him, signs him up, pays the fee, and marathon fees are kind of expensive. It's a big race. So she signs him up. So get this. She wakes him up the day before at 6 a.m. and says, hey, big boy, you talked all that smack. I've signed you up. You've got 24 hours before the gun goes off the next 6 a.m. Number one, at this point, I love the story. Don't you?
I do. I like the story so far. And I appreciate the wife not waiting till the day of, that she gave him 24 hours before. I appreciate that.
Because he was bragging, I could do a marathon with no training. I could just wake up and go do it. So she signs his little butt up, wakes him up at 6 and says, by the way, you've got 24 hours. You'll be on the starting line 6 a.m. tomorrow because you said you could do it. So here we go. The next day, my man does it. He gets in line. They go.
Well, he has to.
Yeah, he has to.
Right?
The story goes, they go to like a Goodwill type place and look around to find some beat up tennis shoes. They're not going to buy $800 shoes because you don't have time to break them in.
He doesn't even have shoes?
Yeah. Well, he's not a runner.
Wow.
So they go and buy some shoes, right? But the story comes full circle. He does the marathon. He completes it. Now he does some run, walk.
That's all right.
He
A lot
does
of
it.
people do that.
He does it in 5 hours and 58 minutes. So just short of 6 hours. And he said as he's doing the run and the walk, he's doing the math in his head, and he starts going, you know what? I might be able to do this thing in 8 hours. And then he goes, well, I might. So finally he goes, if I keep a little bit of a pace, I can do it under 6. And he did 5:58. Story is the next day he couldn't move. He couldn't move the next, but he did it.
How
what's
the typical average that a person running a marathon? I don't know what a good number is.
I would guess 5 hours is probably
26.2.
Yeah, the whole field.
Yeah,
I would
so
guess
the average time is weird, but
I would guess 5 hours.
The winners run it in the 4s.
Oh,
4-minute miles.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
He didn't do bad. Now the question is, after she did that to him, and he bucked up and did it, doesn't he get a challenge? Doesn't he get to say, well, honey, how about you cleaning the house spotless over the next 24 hours?
Nah. It's got to be something she's trash. She's got to be trash talking about something, and then that
she's got to do the yard for the next month or something, right?
He deserves some type of reward for her doing him like that. He does deserve.
How about that though? My man got it done.
She got to take the trash out for a month.
I'm not sure I did the math right. This would be a 443 mile.
No.
It can't be.
No.
Let's do the math.
No. 26.
26.6.
Yeah, just do 26 times. A slow pace would be
15 minutes.
26 times 11. Do 11 just for the hell of it. Now you got to convert that into hours. I don't know. We're doing math, Casey. Help us. I don't know. Math is overrated. Math is never going to make it. It's a fad.
So
math is a fad.
So it's higher than that.
Yeah.
So about a 12 or 13-minute mile, which.
Yeah, but to do that over and he's walking some as well.
I think it's fantastic.
How about wifey signing him up? How about him doing it?
I love it.
Boy, he's got. Hey, Patrick,
file that under shut your pie hole.
He's got bragging rights for a while in that marriage, doesn't he?
100%.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
Woo! Now, I think we did this the other day, but we'll do it again because it makes me look good. A show of hands, everybody, including Casey, back in studio, who among our little group right here has completed a marathon? Who ran a marathon?
I've done a half.
Who has done a half marathon in our group? Patrick, where are those hands at, brother? PY.
Who in here has ever squatted 300 and 400 pounds? Who has ever bench pressed 400 pounds? Who's ever dunked a basketball?
Well, how high does the rim have to be?
10 feet. A standard regulation 10-foot goal.
Who has been paid to play basketball?
I can't even touch the net.
Who played in the SEC? Baseball. I played baseball. Patrick, 400-pound bench
but you know what's
press.
interesting? What was interesting for me, when I came off my ACL into that next season, I wasn't starting. I wasn't playing as much. So one thing that I learned in the NBA, guys that if you don't play like 15 minutes, they have you run on the treadmill, to kind of get your conditioning after the game.
Yeah.
I just started embracing it, and I turned into loving running. You get through that first 2 minutes, that first 2.5 minutes, and then you find a stride and you're grooving.
Did you prefer a treadmill or running on the street? I hated treadmill running. I prefer.
I didn't really run outside that much. I think I like treadmill running just because for the sake of right after a game, it was right there,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind it.
As a pitcher, you did foul pulls and
Yeah,
stuff.
I couldn't stand it, but then
Well, you're a little short, squatty guy too.
I've actually done 7 Gate River runs.
Really?
Yeah.
I've probably done,
but I haven't run in a while.
Yeah.
And
I think we lost Pat. You've done 7
I'm here.
gates. Oh, Pat. Hey, Pat, did you ever do the Gate River run? The gate? What is the
Hello.
gate? 9.3? 15K.
Yeah, that's the Gate River Run?
Did you ever do the Gate River Run, Pat?
No, I did not.
Had to. I probably
Actually,
did.
I think I did it when I was a kid. I think I did it one time when I was a little kid.
Right.
And kids, they don't know anything about a marathon. I think I took off running as fast as I could at the start of the race. I think so.
Yes, you can't do that.
No, I'm going to tell you, when I did my half marathon, the training burned me out.
Did you do the one in Mandarin?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Outback.
Outback. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to do that every Thanksgiving morning, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I
did
gotta pick up grab my grandma. We're heading to a speaking engagement here tonight.
Oh, nice. Okay, buddy.
I
Sounds
appreciate
good.
you guys.
We'll get
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. We'll get together tomorrow.
All right, Pete.
Tomorrow.
On a Friday.
See you,
with,
Trent.
Patrick. Trent Torsha hanging around, Terry Norvelle. I did 2 marathons in my 40s.
Impressive.
I did both of them in my 40s, and it was just one of the. I told
That
the
was
story
just
a million.
the other day, then.
Shut your. Yeah. That's good for me. And it was just one of those. Me and some buddies were runners. I've told the story a million times. We were runners. We did 1 million. We did the half a bunch on Thanksgiving morning. We did 1 million 5K. We used to run the 5Ks because that was a fun circuit. If you ran 5Ks in the summer, especially all around Jacksonville, a lot of them are the same every year. It was fun. You'd meet. There'd be a downtown run 5K in June. Well, you'd get down there at 5. The run would be at 7. Stays daylight until 9:30. There'd be beer afterward. Everybody fraternize. A lot of fun. The running community is, I have to admit,
it's unique for sure.
And it's a fun community.
Yeah.
It really is. And you get with some good people. There's no pretenses. It's just a fun evening. A fun. I did 1 million 5Ks in the morning as well. You do, 4th of July. We did that one. And they had one in Bay Meadows every 4th of July. It's fun as hell. You get there at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
You do a 5K, stick around at 10. You're drinking beer at 10 on 4th of July. Then you go home. It's fun.
Not a bad thing.
Actually. Not a bad thing. As a high-level pitcher, college and professional, you ran a lot, right? Pitchers run a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it and you had to. That's sort of a lost art now.
Sure.
Because I talk to young pitchers all the time. I'm like, how much conditioning do you do?
And?
Well, the answer is, what do you mean? And I go, well, what I mean is, I understand you hit the weights and do all that, but how much cardio do you do?
Yeah.
Especially if you threw, say, today, you threw 5 innings.
Yeah.
80 pitches. Go run tomorrow to flush it out.
Yeah.
Flush the lactic acid out. Get the blood moving again, right?
Yeah.
So you get the good blood in, the bad blood goes out.
Yeah.
And guys don't do it anymore.
No.
Unless you're forced to.
Let's keep it here, Trenton Torsha. We got about 30 minutes left. We're crazy schedule today. Had a lot of fun, a lot of lighthearted moments. Big story in sports. The Lakers are being sold for $10 billion
with a B.
Billion dollars. And today, chatting with some people, I hear this a lot of times when NBA teams are for sale or valuations come up. I hear a lot of people say, well, NBA, they're not the most popular sport. Why? Well, if you break it down, there's a couple things the NBA has working for them. Number one, they also have national contracts. I'm not a huge NBA fan, but the NBA has a bunch of big contracts with TV networks. So they have a lot of money.
Right.
The NBA also, they're a global sport. That is an international sport, number 2. Number 3, here's another thing that helps the NBA when it comes to just raw cash. If you're an owner, small rosters.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're paying 12 guys instead of Major League Baseball 40-man roster and all your farm system. NFL. Shad Khan's paying 53 guys, big money.
Yeah.
You got 12, 13 guys. So it doesn't stun me that the NBA has valuation like that. Now, it's the Los Angeles Lakers. They are the Yankees of the NBA. They are close to the Manchester United of international sports, right? $10 billion. How about that?
And that's just like to be majority owner. That's not even full stake.
Yeah. Did you hear the?
I don't know. So there's a debate. There's two sides of this story.
Okay.
Mom and pop family owned business. be at the Lakers.
Jerry Buss
Right.
bought it in '79.
Dr. Terry Buss, and then you got basically the daughter running the organization. Some people would say they've made not great decisions over the past several years. Now you bring in the Dodgers owner.
Yeah.
But the difference is you can't go over the salary cap and pay a luxury tax like you can in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Which is what
Yeah.
the Dodgers have done.
Yeah.
So he's like, money's no object here. So
Yeah.
be curious to see how they handle the salary cap.
Yeah.
That's kind of first and foremost.
Reading some numbers yesterday when this story started breaking that the Lakers are basically being sold to the group that owns the LA Dodgers. And there's one lead investor in that. Walter is his name. I had it written down. I think Matt Walter. Don't quote me on that, but there's one guy. And yesterday when these numbers started coming out, his money, and I was curious. I looked it up. Where did Matt Walters make his money? What was he, a movie producer? Was he a real estate guy? He's an assets investor. Yeah. So he's a money guy.
Right.
It said that him and his company, I can't remember, I think it was last year, they handled, money makers make money for people that have money.
Yep.
You come to me
Right.
and I invest in.
Give me money, I'll make you
they
money.
They said Walter, the lead guy in this purchase, last year, his organization handled the assets for $300 billion worth of assets. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was told a long time ago, and I posted this yesterday, and it got some laughs. I can remember asking a buddy of mine one time who is frugal and smart and has made a lot of money. And he said, I used to ask, well, how do these guys make where? He said, Terry, this is not across the board, but he said, Terry, one of the best ways to really make money is to deal in money.
You have money.
Right? Be in the money game to make money.
Yeah.
Stocks, investing, whatever. And it made a lot of sense. If you want to be where the big money's at, be around money.
Yeah.
$10 billion for the
That's
Lakers.
insane.
Now, if you're the other leagues, just in our, not even globally, just in our country, yesterday when you woke up, if you were Shad Khan, you loved seeing that. If you were Jerry Jones, you loved seeing that. You drive valuations up, right? You love it.
Yeah.
And you go, well, that's great. Lakers, one of the pinnacle franchises in the United States. Well, it was their time. What if 2 years from now it's going to be our time? You love that. You're not going, damn, our franchise is more valuable. No, you go, keep raising.
Lift it up. Yeah.
Keep raising.
Raise the level of the lake.
$10 billion. Spinoff. We won't have enough time to get into this. We're in our final half hour, final 20 minutes. Lakers basketball is really a global sport. Basketball has really gone. Basketball in China, basketball in Europe, all the European, right? Basketball the last 25 years they had a plan and they're spreading their sport. Baseball already had Hispanic countries and Japanese leagues, baseball global. The NFL wants to go there and they're trying so hard. To me, this just hammers home how far the NFL is so behind the times. I think it would take 50 years. The game of football is still not even, you don't develop football. American football players don't get developed in Europe or UK or Asia. You've got to cross those hurdles. I think that is decades down the road before you even think about taking your sport globally, because if the NFL put a franchise in Germany, Paris, London, and you name one more.
Mexico.
Right. Those fans locally, they're going to want, they're not going to want to hook up to a team in their home city that's made up of just American football players. They're going to want that quarterback to have played that German guy that made his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the NFL is decades. I don't think the NFL is ever going to truly go global. I just don't see it happening.
No, but they sell all those games out, like in London. They're all, there's 100,000 fans.
I don't know if they're sold or if they're freebies
or whatever it is.
I think the NFL's biggest, the American game of football has got to be played at a high level and develop players in their dirt. Germany, UK, Italy, to develop in their dirt guys. I don't think they're going to fall in love with the 50 players we're rooting for that are wearing a German sticker on their helmet are all American football players, because Germany, Europe, Asia doesn't develop America. I think.
Yeah, you're still going to be the home team of wherever you came from too, right?
But I think you need, put it this way, if those soccer one-name guys over in Europe, the one-name guys, if those were American guys, I don't think France for Ronaldo or wherever he's from, Italy, would pull for that guy if his name was Smith. I don't know. It's for another discussion. What do you got? We'll take a break, but you got a couple things we need to hit before we get out of here?
Two things in particular.
What do you got?
NCAA profit sharing.
Okay.
You probably talked about it already.
We can get to it. What else you got?
And what are the Knicks going to do?
With regard?
The head coach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're still spinning. Even though he went to the conference finals, they axed him, right?
They axed him, and
nobody wants the job. Billy Donovan said no.
They go, hey, Jason, we'd like to talk to Jason Kidd. Nope, you can't.
Yeah.
The Houston Rockets coach.
Yeah.
Udoka, or I think is how you pronounce his name. They gave him a bump.
Yeah.
He's good through 2029. Yeah. So it's
it's odd too to see at the professional level, even though it's in the same league, generally you give permission to talk to, even though he's your guy, because 2 years from now, you may want to talk to that franchise's guy, right?
Yeah.
And
they're saying no can do.
And you don't want to twist your coach's arm and say, we're not going to let you interview. Well, if he's not happy where he's at, why force him to stay there? That's never going to be a good situation, is it?
No. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, by the way, you're Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
It's like, we got the first pick.
Yeah.
If we're not taking Cooper Flag, I'm out.
Absolutely.
Because that's who I want. That's who we need as an organization.
Absolutely.
You already got rid of Luka. Backfill with this.
There's slight whispers. Would Dallas trade the one?
It has been,
if they could get a bounty, and then the fan base would go, we don't get to watch Cooper Flag or Luka.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a break. We'll get to your topics. And I've got some Major League Baseball news and notes as we're wrapping up. One segment left here on a fun Thursday. The Young and Norvelle Show coming to you live from Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The schedules are out for another summer of soccer here in Jacksonville with the Armada men's and women's under-23 squads, starting with the ladies and the home opener on May 24th. 2 weeks later, they're back in Northeast Florida for a June 7th matchup. The season wraps up with a pair of Friday night home matches June 20th and the 27th. As for the boys in blue, they debut against a couple league newcomers on May 9th and 17th respectively, with more home dates on May 31st, June 14th, and June 21st. All those matches are at Edward Waters University, and you can watch them live on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Sales Prime.
Yeah. Hey, here we go. Final segment. A little overcast as it always is. And are we, as we welcome back Trenton Torsia, Terry Norvelle, Casey Kurtz producing. I want to thank Patrick Young. He spent a lot of time with us earlier before a speaking engagement. I know technically, I think tomorrow is the first day of summer, June 20th, I think. It's either 20th or 21st. We're in the dog days of summer, my man.
I think we're there.
It's hot.
I think we're there.
It is hot. You had a couple topics you want to get to, and then we'll try to hit some Major League Baseball topics. Tomorrow we'll be right back here on the Young Norvelle Show at 4 o'clock. What do you got here?
Well, we haven't talked, you and I haven't talked about this a whole lot, but this whole NCAA profit sharing.
Yeah.
So the Power Four all voted yes or whatever. So they've got to share
$20 million.
$20.5 million.
Right.
With their athletes. However, the player could still get their own individual NIL deals.
Yeah.
So have we made progress or not?
I mean, theoretically, yes, we have, because there is it's already formed. They're about to put it into place. There's supposedly a clearinghouse for NIL deals. There may be some legal fighting. You can't tell me how much I can make. Well, I can if you want to be in our closed club. But supposedly there's a clearinghouse that will check NIL deals. They all have to come through.
Right.
Deloitte. The
Deloitte and Touche.
They're trying to be the organizer of it. And supposedly, and this may be a little sticky, there's supposed to be a fair market value of these deals, number one. Number two, the colleges are out of it now, which I love. They can't help set it up or anything. It can't be. So you're supposed to say, I'm DJ Lightway. I've got this deal. It's with this company. Here it is. If you want to play in the NCAA is going to say, we have the right to follow up on this and make sure it's legit and it's not out of market value. You can't have, theoretically, a oil baron that loves the Texas Longhorns that says, I'm going to pay Arch Manning. Additionally, the school's going to pay him X of that $20 million, but I'm an oil baron, so I'm going to pay him to put his name at $15 million. Well, that's out of market share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the interesting part of that, let's stick to baseball for a moment. Got the Major League Draft coming up. You're a high school kid, projected high draft pick. You're going to choose a number. I'm going to be at this number. Now, when you and I played, it was if you got your number, you went because you weren't getting anything other than maybe a handshake or something from school. So let's just say you're a projected first-round draft pick. You dropped to round 2 for whatever reason because you committed to a big-time program.
Sure.
How does that impact the draft signs versus the kids that decide to go to campus?
The draft signs, the other thing that's going to be sticky, and it's going to work out. Now, keep in mind, the NFL salary cap took decades to work out. The NFL draft order and everything. Everybody expects college sports to be perfect right out of the gate. Free agency in the NFL and Major League Baseball was worked and reworked and changed decade after decade. It's going to take some time. The other thing that's going to be a little sticky is you got $20 million for all your athletes, by the way. That's not just football. Most of your schools, Power 4, are going to earmark $15 million to football, 3 to men's basketball. You know, it's going to be, well, if a guy doesn't sign with you until late, what if you've used up your $20 million? You know, how much do you leave wiggle room?
Yeah.
You know, and I read a thing this morning that said the days of the high school athlete, hotshot guy, sitting at a table with 5 hats in front of him, and he's drug out the recruiting process. You could have signed way early, but some of them drag it out.
Right.
Right. And don't totally know where they don't tell the coach, I'm coming to your school. These guys that drag it out, what if you're the program and you've already allotted, all you've got's $1 million left, and dude drug you along, and he goes, I want to go to your school, and you go,
we got no money.
I ain't got no salary cap left. So this is all going to work out. You had another topic. What else did you have?
What are the Knicks going to do?
I don't know. What are the Knicks doing?
Well, I think they've been denied 3 times of interviewing coaches. I know the Mavericks, the Rockets.
Yeah.
They both said, nope,
no,
you can't talk to them. So
and they reached out to Billy Donovan, and Donovan said, I'm not interested.
Yeah, same. So you got a guy that took
I don't know.
to
the conference
Eastern finals.
Yeah.
And you fire him for whatever reason, and now you can't interview anybody. So I think the Knicks are doing Knicks things.
Yeah, they are.
I love saying that because it's just hilarious.
Nice. 3 minutes left. Some Major League Baseball news and notes. Dodgers stay hot. They win again. And keep in mind, they're not playing the Nats and the White Sox and the Rockies. Here's their last 3 series, and they're 8-2, I think.
Yeah.
San Diego, San Francisco, San Diego. Dodgers stay red hot. Yankees actually won a game today and scored, and somebody hit a home run.
Aaron Judge.
Boy, needed that, didn't he?
He did need that. Now they got Stanton back in the lineup.
Yeah.
But, prior to yesterday, the Yankees had lost 3 straight games where they were shut out with 39 strikeouts.
Unbelievable. And
that's 39 strikeouts. And
I'm telling you,
innings.
Casey can concur with this. 10 days ago, when Casey and I are talking Major League Baseball, we had Cade Kistner on. The Yankees were red hot. Judge had homered in 3 games in a row. They were slapping around somebody before they slapped around Kansas City. Goes quick, man.
Yeah.
Goes quick. 2 minutes left. A lot of day baseball. Arizona leading Toronto, bottom of the 9th, 9-5. Cleveland 1-0 over San Francisco. That's in the 7th. Early St. Louis, Chicago, no score. The Twins have beaten the Reds 12-5. Yankees did win today, 7-3 over the Angels, but the Angels won that series, right? They roughed them up. Pittsburgh in the early game of a doubleheader, they lost to Detroit. That would be Skubal. Let me make sure. I think he probably got the win. And Skeens goes tonight. I wish Skubal and Skeens had faced, and everybody does.
That would have been great. Actually.
That would have been a lot of fun. That Skubal is really, really nasty. Let's see if we Skubal got the win, 8-2. Just ho-hum, 8-2. Skeens should go tonight. Real quick, minute left. Mets have lost 5 in a row. How about the Yankees and the Mets got swept over the weekend as first-place teams? They both got swept.
But you know what? You got to hang with these droughts. I mean, you're
I
not
agree.
You're not going to be hot all year long.
162.
It's a long season.
Jack Caglione, home run. Finally, his first home run.
Good for him.
He's really scuffled.
The lid's off.
And they pulled him out of the lineup, which was good. He had started about 10, 12 games in a row, scuffled, hit the ball hard at times, scuffled. They sat him yesterday. Didn't do anything, put him in the lineup, and he hit a home run the next day. I told you about Scooble's schemes. And as we go to the wrap up the show, I never thought I'd say this. Do you realize the Colorado Rockies are red hot? They're on a not 1, not 2, not 3. The Rockies have won 4 in a row. Now, they beat the Braves and the Nats 3 times, but that's a heater for the Rockies.
They're still 28.5 back.
And
Just
but
for the
climbing.
record.
But climbing.
Just for the
By the
record.
way, Philadelphia, the Phillies, 1 game back of the Mets. They've started creeping back, playing some good ball. Hey, the Rockies, they're whipping the horse, buddy. They're coming up the back stretch. Long season, baby.
They got a ways to go, big guy.
Long season. All right, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Trenton Torsha, you know him from our show. He's on here a lot of times. I want to thank Trent, of course, Casey for doing all the hard work back in the control room, and, of course, Patrick Young for joining us for about an hour, hour and a half. That'll wrap it up. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 o'clock, for the next edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are more rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.